Morning guys, hope you're all well. Just checking everything's working this end. Can't see why it's not. And yeah, we'll crack on and paint some little miniatures, which will be pretty cool. Yeah, all's good. Well, I'm just going to get some music in my ears, just to obviously make things nicer for me. And, oh, that's a bit loud. Right, give you in 2 seconds. Okie dokie. Yeah, morning. Obviously I've not done a stream for a couple of weeks because I still feel a little bit pants, as in my nose is a bit blunged up and I keep getting coughing and all that. But yeah, I felt pretty rough the last couple of weeks, so yeah, no live streams. But still obviously painting and making videos. So I'm just going to change. Let's just stop that for a second. Yeah, I hope you guys can obviously hear me okay. I think everything seems to be working on my end. It looks like it's all moving like it should be. So yeah, morning everyone. So we've got a few people here. Foxtrot, Andre, Lana Steele, Aisha, good morning to you guys. Celine Connolly, hi to you. Yeah, so obviously as you saw in the thumbnail, I'm painting miniatures, and I've got these gorgeous little orcs. Yeah, and as you can see, they're kind of like half the size. Well, basically they are half the size because I 3D printed them at 50%. So these are from a game called Modulorka. I haven't got the over there. There's a couple of figures I've 3D printed recently, orcs obviously, and yeah, they're from one particular guy, Mr. Modulork, and yeah, I've got quite a few of his sort of orcs that I've 3D printed, and these are for an actual game. There's a link in the description, guys. So basically, obviously, you have 2 teams, and obviously you do different objectives and fight out and all the rest of it. So my plan is to make up this game, but making it in the miniature, because I want to make a small case, kind of like a little chess set that you open up. It's got these figures in. I've printed out some 3D terrain, again 50%, so it's all miniature. Just so it's like a small little chess set. You open up, get the pieces out, and then you play a game. So again, this one's orcs v orcs. So I've got 2 teams. Obviously the teams can be as big as you want, but I've gone for teams of 6. So we've got one big guy. He's a little bit bigger than the rest. He was printed at 60%. So he's the team leader, or the boss, whatever you want to call him. Be 2 teams, and you've got to obviously do different objectives. So I'm going to play this with my son, and one of the ones I saw online was 2 people played this, and it's basically a case of you've got to kill the other person's leader. So yeah, because I've got 2 teams, so I've got them ones there, and then obviously another 6. What I'm going to do is I'm finally going to paint some blue orcs. I've been wanting to paint blue orcs for ages, so yeah, this seemed like a good time to do it, because then when I do play against my son, it's easy to work out which orc is on whose side. So yeah, green ones and blue ones. But say the print quality has come out really, really well. So say, considering obviously this is your normal size, and yeah, 50%, and there's still lots of definition in them. Obviously, good old slap chop is still seems to work even on a small little scale. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to painting these little chaps up. Especially as I say, I'm going to finally have some blue orcs, which would be cool. Right, let's just see if my music's quieter, because it was a bit loud in my ear. Right, there we go, turn that one right down. Now I can't, oh there we go. Cool. Yeah, I hope you guys are all well. Steve's got tonsillitis. Oh no. Yeah, happy Halloween to anyone who obviously goes for the Halloween stuff. Yeah, so usual thing, I'm going to be filming parts of this. Obviously, I've already filmed printing and obviously the initial steps of good old slap chop. The old priming in black, dry brushing. So even on a small scale, the dry brushing has worked really, really well. As in, it's just hit the top sort of raised areas. So hopefully these should look as good as the larger ones that I do. So cool. Right, so let's start with some colour. I think I was going to go. I'm going to paint the green ones green. So we'll put them to one side just so I don't mix them up, because that's a team. And yeah, because these are small, rather than sort of sticking them all on individual little paint pot holders, even though I have got enough, this seemed to make more sense sticking them on a lolly stick and then getting 3 on 1. So there's plenty of room to sort of still get in and get all the detail done, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Yeah, it's such an annoying. 4 weeks now. 4 weeks I've had sort of a cold, sniffles, and whatever it is. And it just doesn't seem to shift. It's very annoying because the only problem is, I normally start coughing when I'm talking. So I could sit all day and it's fine, and as soon as I talk to someone, my throat gets itchy and I just start coughing. So yeah, there may or may not be too much talking because well, I'll be coughing that much I won't get anything done. Right, let's just check everything is okay. Cool. Yeah, so guys, I hope you're all well. Say if there's any comments that are directed at me, as in if you're asking me a question, if you can put @miniaturehobbyist in your comment, just because it highlights it on my screen in orange that someone's actually asking me something. Because obviously as I'm painting, I don't always look at the screen that much, and I know obviously you guys have a good old chat amongst yourselves, which is awesome. But yes, if you're asking me a question, @miniaturehobbyist, somewhere in your comment, just because it highlights it on my screen, and then hopefully I'll see it out the corner of my eye. Right, let's crack on. Again, usual thing. Don't know how long the stream's going to last. It might last an hour, might last 3. My plan this morning is to really try and get these painted, because I got a video I want to edit to come out later on today. But yeah, so for the moment, I do want to try and get these fully painted if I can. So I'm going to stick with pretty much all army painter, well, apart from game colour as well. But army painter speed paints for this one. And what I'm going to try and do as well now in all the videos, I'm going to try and put a link or a description somewhere at the beginning or the end of one of the painting videos, just to link all the paints that I use. Because I know some people like to know the colours I use. Sometimes I show the colour on the video, and sometimes I just go ahead and paint the thing. So yes, I am now trying to make an effort of somewhere in the video having a little list of all the paints that I use. So I do use obviously a mixture, as in I use obviously speed paints. I've got the old green stuff, dipping inks, as well as I've got a few of the Citadel ones. Well, I do want to get hold of the Vallejo ones, because they seem to be out now and they look pretty cool. Well, I'm excited because speed paint are going to be releasing sometime 90 coloured speed paints, which is just going to be awesome. And I know they are going to address the issue of the yellow not being very yellow at the moment. It's more orange, but they are going to make a good yellow, which would be awesome. So I love speed paints. I love using, so the fact they're going to have 90 different colours is going to be awesome. Rightio, so let's get things ready. Right, I'm going to hold it about there, so because I am going to start filming some of this, so that looks about good. Alright, we'll do that. So I think I'm going to start off by saying I'm going to do orcs in green, orcs in blue, and obviously I'm going to start off with the green one. And let's see just how easy or not it is to paint miniatures. Obviously this is my concentration face, so I do go quiet sometimes when I'm painting. Yeah, so Mr. Modulorka does quite a lot of orc sort of miniatures. They're all awesome looking. Yeah, so I will be printing out even more of his work. But so these are pretty cool because they all this game, it's free to download. Comes with all the instructions on how to play. The miniatures obviously you have to pay for, but you could just use any kind of miniatures. But yeah, it's like a cool looking little game. Alright, let's move on to the next. So these might get a couple of coats of the green. All depends on how well it dries. Right, film a little bit more and then I'll stop the filming. So this center one is the boss, and he was printed at 60%. And to make the boss look a bit more distinguishable, these guys have also got shoulder pads, and no one else has. And these guys have also got a grenade, just to make it easier for us both to sort of see and know who's the leader of the teams. So these were printed on my Anycubic Photo Mono X. Let's stop that. And yeah, so I'm really pleased with the detail in these little dudes. Again, if you just joined, this is obviously a regular sized figure, 32mm, and these are half size, so 50%, and these are about 16mm in height. And I have to admit, I really love the smaller size. Obviously, they're cuter. Again, for me, something I always sort of say about is storage space, or just space in general to have the figures. So having smaller figures obviously take up less room, kind of obvious, really. So yeah, so I might start doing more miniatures in sort of half scale, or 16mm scale, or whatever it's called. Just because I love the size of these little guys is cool. Plus, I wanted to start doing some more sort of dioramas. Because obviously I've got a lot of kill teams now. I've got a few more kill teams turning up, and there's still a few more to paint. So kill teams I'm going to do obviously normal size and put on the clear bases. These ones are obviously going to go on clear bases because they're going to be part of the game. But I do want to start printing out and making some little dioramas. And I'm thinking printing little guys out this size. I mean, like you say, he's barely bigger than my thumb. Yeah, printing them out this size just makes dioramas obviously smaller, take up less room, and obviously I can make a whole load more of them, because say room is always something I run out of. But yeah, it's like crazy considering getting some Modulorka heads using on models. Yeah, again, because he does a lot of like separate heads, but say the figures, I mean, they're so detailed, they're just lovely. Obviously because I love orcs, but these are just lovely looking orcs. And so these are just so diddy, which is cool. And again, this is one of those sort of nice, easy, simple kind of games that I'll be able to play with my son, which is pretty cool. But say, if you've seen the video I put out yesterday, I have now got a laser printer. Again, it's one of those things that I'd never really considered buying, but obviously a company wanted to send me one, so it's like, okay, I'll have one of those because I will be able to use it. And say for cutting out MDF, that's kind of what I'm going to use it for mostly, even though I did do a print for it was my daughter's birthday, Saturday. So I did a little, did an etch, or printed out an etch, or printed something out on wood, and that came out really well. But yeah, in general, the printer is going to be more for cutting the wood up, just because it cuts obviously lovely straight edges, and you can cut out all kinds of weird and wonderful shapes. Yeah, so I'm going to make a box for this game. Obviously, like proper box that you sort of fold up, put a hinge on it. So inside the box, all these figures will be able to sort of be positioned. There'll be room in there for dice. There'll be room in there for the scatter terrain that I've got. So it's all contained. So you open it up, get all the stuff out, and yeah, play your little game of Modulorka, which is cool. No, Andre, I had a little look for Harry. Yeah, I can't find my my lonely orc. I'm thinking somehow he's ended up. So I moved recently. Well, about 3 months ago, I moved flats, and I've got a feeling somewhere in that move, I've lost my lonely orc, which is such a shame because I really would have liked to have seen, obviously, how badly he was painted. Like compared to this dude. Yeah, I'm sure my lonely orc, he was pretty much block colours. Block colours probably will wash over him because obviously I had slap washes on everything. Even now I still slap washes on everything. So he probably had a wash on him. But yeah, colour wise he would have just looked pants. He would have been like a green, as in like probably a Hulk colour, as opposed to the greens that I'm using now that I really like. But yeah, unless he's in some weird box I don't even know about, I think I have lost my lonely orc, which is a bit of a shame. Especially as obviously he sat on my desk for so many years. Didn't really talk about him a whole lot, and now we're talking about him, and he's no longer here. So with the colour painting, obviously I'm planning on doing all the green on one set. Then I'm going to paint the other orcs, say blue. I've always wanted to paint blue orcs. Hopefully they won't look too much like Smurfs, but who knows. And I had considered orange, but say because I've always wanted to do some blue orcs, it's like, well, let's do them now, just to get it out of my system. That I can then say I've painted some blue orcs. Because these are so small, I was really pleased the fact that I could do, say, the good old slap chop method and do the old dry brushing and that, and it come out looking half decent. So I wasn't sure, because these are so small, I really wasn't sure if the dry brushing, well, how well it would work really. I reckon these might only need the one coat of green, because it seems to be going on nicely. So, okay, here we go, guys. Usual question. Whereabouts are you guys all from? Oh, the wizard. Oh, sorry. Yes, Harry was the wizard. Yes. Sorry, Andre. I don't even know which orcs I've got. Yeah, I couldn't find the castle. Yeah. No, yeah, I couldn't find the castle, which is even weirder, because that was one of the few things that I built that I didn't want to get rid of. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if I had thrown that away, but the fact I couldn't find it kind of means that maybe it did get thrown away, even though yeah, it was one of those things that I built that I really liked. Because there's a lot of stuff that I've built that's like, yeah, I like it, it's alright, but sometimes not enough that it's taken up room that I would rather have something else in. So there's quite a few sort of things that I've built and made that I have thrown away. Although I'm going to stop doing that now because obviously I'm doing a lot of painting of miniatures, and obviously the little kit bashes, like the Batman sort of orcs I did recently. So what I am going to do, guys, if you are a patron, I am going to start giving them away on Patreon. So I reckon once a month I might do a giveaway. All you got to do is just put your name down and say you want one. And yeah, I'll just pick one randomly each month, and they can choose. Well, I'm going to have like a list of the figures that I don't mind giving away. So yeah, so if you're interested in getting one of my figures that I've painted, consider becoming a patron, because I'm going to, well, start giving them away to patrons. Right. So obviously the big question is, because these are smaller, well, 50% smaller, will I be able to paint them 50% quicker? Maybe, maybe not. Although it's definitely obviously going to use 50% less paint. So another good reason for printing smaller things. And so I just love this size. It's just, yeah, cool. Yeah, so these will all be put on clear bases. Although I am thinking about putting them on the clear bases, but like I'm doing with the chest set I'm building, like drilling a hole in the middle and putting a little magnet in, and then the actual board, make out of like put metal on the top, just so everything sticks. Because there's going to be like a lot of scatter terrain, so I think it'd be quite cool if it was all magnetized. So yeah, you could turn it upside down, the figures wouldn't fall off, and the terrain wouldn't fall off either. So I am considering that. It all depends on when it comes down to doing it. If it's too tricky and fiddly, then I won't. But yeah, I might do. So what are you guys all up to? So I know obviously I'm doing a live stream a lot earlier than I normally do. So so yeah, so what are you guys up to? You well, you guys painting, chilling, working? So the question is, when I play this with my son, will he want to be the blue orcs or the green orcs? Yeah, no, I'm pleased with how the green seems to have come out pretty cool on these dudes. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so for these ones, I normally use the contrast of the Citadel Plague Bearer. So this is what I've been using mostly for the orcs that I've obviously been making, for like the kill team and for my chess set. But as you can see, I haven't got much left. So that's why I'm saving that obviously just for the chess set, and I'm trying out this malignant green, which yeah, isn't too dissimilar. I don't know how well you can see that. Obviously they are quite diddy. But yeah, so I might give them a second coat, because obviously the second coat, but like not a full second coat, just a sort of a splodge here and there, just to sort of make some darker areas. Panther Vision is working on your Lego Zombie City. Awesome. Yeah, I used to have a Lego channel where I did a lot of Lego animations. Did for a couple of years. Yeah, I love Lego. Got tons of it. Well, it's not cheap. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, isn't it, old Lego? Reasonable Cheese, morning from the darkest Yorkshire. Just about to settle in and paint. What's that? God. I still need to get my glasses. The only problem is that if I have the screen nearer, because I've got my webcam mounted on the screen, if I get the screen nearer so I can read it better, you'll basically be looking at my nose. You'll be that near. Avalon, yeah, good to have you here, buddy. Yes, I haven't streamed for a couple of weeks, guys, because I had a bit of a, well, I still got it, a bit of a cold, but I just felt as rough as anything the last couple of weeks. So I don't feel too bad, but I will still cough and sniff every now and then. But it's been about 4 weeks I've had this thing now. Getting a pain in the butt. Adam is painting some Necron. Is that Scorpy Lord? Oh, okay. Yeah, Necrons. I haven't had any Necrons. I need to get some of them just to sort of see what they're like. Besides that, there's loads of sort of Warhammer teams or kill teams that I've not seen. But I am trying to get, well, eventually possibly, like most of the kill teams, just because it's nice that you can sort of get like a full army, obviously mini army, for sort of like 30 quid or so, which is pretty cool. Well, I may start 3D printing some stuff, I don't know. So I certainly enjoyed. Well, I need one problem though with these, which when the video comes out of this, I'll explain on showing. Because they are so small, and obviously I've reduced, the minis have come pre-supported. And when you print them out, obviously this size, which I printed out quite a few of the things from Mr. Modulorka, and they've come out perfect. When you print things out, obviously 50% smaller, all the supports are very thin. I mean, I probably could have gone through and done my own supports, but I'm pants at doing supports, so I left the supports in that came with the STL files that I got. So I did get quite a few fails. Basically, it wouldn't be like the whole fail; it would just be like an arm or the end bit of something wouldn't have come out. So I kind of think for every one that came out, there's almost one that didn't come out. But because they are so small, you're not really using a lot of resin or a lot of time, so it wasn't too bad sort of having to reprint stuff. It's a pain having to tidy up the printer and scrape things off and all that, but I say it's worth it in the end because obviously I've got the amount that I need. Andre, struggling with your latest mini. Oh, okay, you try and do highlights but you keep losing brightness. Serves you right for not grisailing, I guess. Yeah, see, what did I do? I did something recently and I had to go trying to do some highlights. And it's what gets me is I'm a photographer. So I'm well aware of light and how to use it and where to be and all the rest. But when it comes to painting, I can't seem to visualize the light. So when I try and do like highlighting, I know highlighting is obviously mainly on the raised areas or areas that would be at 45 degrees from the figure. But yeah, I just struggle doing highlighting, which is why I say this. And I know people don't like the term, but I don't care. This slap chop sort of thing, it works for me. It works so well because, well, you get your paint on there nice and quick. I enjoy it. I'm very happy with the results. And then every now and then I will keep trying to do the old highlighting or edge highlighting and other sort of bits and pieces. And the great thing with these models is when I do sort of manage to work out how to do the edge highlighting or whatever to a standard that I like, then I can go over some of my older models and just sort of touch them up in a good way, obviously. So yeah, which would be pretty cool. Fabi Vision, you got some companies that can get some. Oh, the old Lego compared to $7 to 15. Oh wow, yes. And you want to do some stop motion? Oh, okay. Yeah, I did done a couple of Star Wars stop motions, as in I was recreating scenes from Star Wars, some Scooby-Doo animations, and there's a whole variety of just random sort of bits and pieces. I think he's got a t-shirt on that, didn't he? Yeah, cool. But you say, when I printed these out, I was really pleased with how much definition they've still got. So these figures really are, they're so good. Definitely on par with Warhammer stuff. I mean, if not better. Well, certainly cheaper. Rabtastic Paints. I love the name. Slapchop got you excited. Yeah, again, I don't know, a lot of people seem to get hung up on the name more than anything, which I can't understand why people, again, I'm one of these people, I'm very positive, I'm always happy, I always see the silver lining in things. So I'm not negative in any kind of way. So when people seem to get really sort of negative over the term slap chop, it always surprises me because I'm thinking, well, it doesn't really matter if it's called slap chop or fanny bucket or whatever you want to call it. If it's getting people painting, enjoying painting, it's a good thing. So yeah, so it does get me. Some people get so wound up with the name, and it's like, why? It's making people happy. It's making people paint. As I say, for me, it's changed. It's like I've had a U-turn on painting miniatures. Yeah, so I really have gone. Say, anyone here that's been with my channel for ages obviously knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I didn't paint miniatures, and all my videos I used to say I used to hate painting miniatures because I was going to ruin them. Lovely looking miniatures, and then I paint them and they just look pants. But now I love it. I love painting miniatures. And yeah, I enjoy the painting, and obviously I love the result. So yeah, slap chop. I should just do a video where for a whole hour I don't do any painting. I'm just saying slap chop, slap chop, slap chop. I can't see it getting many views, but it'll make me laugh, and I like doing things that make me laugh. Oh, I didn't do that with dude's face. Or his neck or back. Right, I don't actually know. Do we have many people watching? Because I say this is quite an early stream for me. So yeah, I don't even know. Other than obviously the people who've made comments, is there many people watching? 30 people. That's not bad. Yeah. Cool. If you haven't already, if you can hit that like button, guys. Say it makes a big difference for YouTube, knowing that people are watching, liking, and just getting involved in something. So yeah, if ever you see any of my videos, if you can hit the like button, I say it really does make a big difference. Yeah, to my channel in a whole, or as a whole, not in a whole. Yeah, so yeah, always thumbs up and leaving comments. YouTube loves all that stuff. I love all that stuff. Although, apologies that I have not responded to any comments on the back. I think the last 3 videos. Again, I think sometimes I just feel so tired. But yeah, I will go through, and any comments on videos, I will go through and answer, because I say, well, I like seeing what you guys are saying about what I'm doing, really. Ultimately, this isn't the normal green that I use for the orcs, or not recently anyway. But yeah, I like it. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So yeah, the actual video for what I'm painting now probably won't be out for ages, because it's going to be a full video of me obviously printing these out, painting these, and making the box board that's going to go with it. So obviously that's going to take a little while. So this is one of those projects. So I'll go about 4 or 5 projects on the go at the moment. Again, if you're a patron, you'll know the projects I've got, because I've been putting some pictures on recently. But yeah, that's why I like to have sort of several projects on the go. Because obviously some are longer projects, some are shorter ones. So it means that I can obviously do some big projects, but still get some videos online of me doing smaller stuff. But yeah, so this is one of the bigger ones, because there's obviously a lot more to do. Just like the chess set. Although with the chess set, I have kind of broken it down into when I'm painting some of the figures. Well, that's the video that's going to go on later today. It's me painting the knight equivalent in the chess set with orcs. And I've got orcs on squigs. I think they're the squigs, but they're the big ones though. I don't know if they're still the squigs or not, actually. Not too sure. Right, I think that could be him done. So I'm looking forward to putting the blue on the other ones. It's a blue. It's called magic blue. Let's hope it is magic, but it's not really a colour I've used much, and obviously definitely not on orcs. So these will be the first non-green orcs I've ever painted, coming up soon. So I think this is the last dude in green. Yeah, so these are printed out 50% scale. So these are about 16mm in height. And yeah, I mean, they've come out really well. So the Any Cubic Photon Mono X is the printer I've got. I've had it for, I don't know, a couple of years now. Yeah, it's still going strong. I have had to change the glass screen on it a couple of times. both my fault. One of them I got had a resin spill, and so much resin came out. I tried to scrape it off using a plastic scraper, but I still managed to scratch the glass, so I had to change that. And then the second time, basically the machine dropped off the shelf, well, the shelf broke, and obviously the glass cracked. So again, changed the screen, and yeah, so it's still working really well, which is cool, because it is a lovely printer. Yeah, cool. Mini orcs. Lovely little things. But yeah, so I think I'm definitely going to be printing out more things this sort of size to do some little dioramas with. Just because, yeah, make things on a smaller size. Pretty cool. Right, so that's all me green orcs done. And now we'll have a go at doing some blue ones. I'm going to move the camera in a second just to get a different angle for the paint of the blue. And so let's hope that they don't look too much like Smurfs. Otherwise they will be a little bit weird looking. Right, so let's move the camera. So apologies for the movement going on. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to be holding it there, so let's do that. We'll zoom in a bit. Gosh, like that. I'll hold it there actually. And then we'll get a bit of focus on. Cool. Right, so I'm going to start it by doing the other one. Oh, he's got blue on him. He fell in the paint. Oh well. Silly orc. Pepper Vision. You've had a resin dripping behind the screen. Oh wow. Yeah, so resin printers are cool. So the fact that you can change the screen, and it's quite a simple thing to do. So I've done it twice now. And yeah, put two new screens on, and it's working wonderful. Like I do. My printer goes through stages. One minute I don't use it like for days or even a week or two, and the next minute I get a project like the Kill Team Into the Dark board that I made. Obviously I printed out, was it 42 tiles, and each tile was like, well, I don't know, it was about 4 or 5 inches each tile. Can't remember. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that did a lot of printing again, but over like a short space of time. So over about like 24 hours, it was almost printing non-stop of these tiles. But yeah, it survived. Right, does that all look okay? Yeah, I think so. Blake, good morning from Boston. Good to have you here. Nice way to wake up and catch this. So Boston, that must be early there, isn't it? Good for you, about 5 hours behind us. So, what about 4:30? 5:30? But yeah, good to have you here, Blake. Yeah, so obviously anyone who's just joined, I am painting mini miniatures, and they are 50% the size of your normal, obviously, miniature. And these are from Mr. Modulorka. So it's a Modulorka game, 2 teams. So that's why I've got, obviously, you're going to have a team of green orcs, and I'm about to paint the other team, which is going to be blue orcs. So I've always wanted to paint blue orcs, so now's a good time. Right, so I'm going to do some filming, so I won't talk for a couple of seconds or a minute, because I can just sort of say that that's my green ones done. And now I am going to do some blue ones just to see how these look. Right, let's do for filming for a moment. 20 to 6. Yeah, nice and early. Andrew 540 from South Carolina. Right, it's good to have you guys here. I say this isn't the time I don't really have kind of like set times I stream. I kind of stream well as and when, I guess. Obviously when I'm painting and when I've got time to paint to stream. But say I do occasionally do evening streams in the UK, but I'll have to admit, for me, I do prefer doing streams in the morning or sort of midday, only because come the evening I just want to like sit and chill. I still paint, but obviously I just sit and chill and watch Netflix or Amazon Prime. So yes, that's why there will be more sort of live streams during the day or morning, UK time, that is, just because it's when I'm more awake. And yeah, I have the energy to do a live stream while painting. Yeah, blue doesn't seem too bad. It's drying quite nice. Oh, let's change the focus. Do a bit out of. Let's drop the camera down a little bit. It's getting nice and close. So yeah, blue's not too bad. I guess because these are quite mean looking, they shouldn't end up looking like Smurfs. But if they do, it'd be a team of Smurfs. Yeah, so these were obviously primed in black and then dry brushed. I went dry brush straight with white. Sometimes obviously I dry brush in a grey and then do a dry brush in a white. Because these dudes are so small, I just went straight in with a white dry brush, and yeah, it seems to have worked out pretty cool. I think it's working out quite well, having 3 of these on the old lollipop stick, painting them at once, rather than one figure on one of these little holders. well, who knows, maybe I'll like this blue that much, I'll be doing all my orcs blue. Because yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Although I was almost thinking about doing these, the other orcs orange, just because, well, orange is my favourite colour. So I may well do some orange orcs at some stage. Do like a whole rainbow of orcs. So yeah, the good thing about doing obviously smaller, or printing out smaller things, certainly obviously a lot cheaper on resin, because obviously you're only using half. Same with paint, obviously not using as much paint. Yeah, it could be the way to go, doing smaller miniatures. Especially as obviously this channel is called Miniature Hobbyist, it kind of makes sense that I do things smaller. Oh, my belly's rumbling. I've not had breakfast so far this morning. Yeah, I must admit, I'm definitely pleased. It goes on quite obviously dark when it's wet, but it seems to dry quite nice. I quite like the yeah, quite like the look. I might have to do a full-sized orc in this blue, because it's yeah, it's definitely growing on me. No, I think that could be them all done. Chances are I've missed bits. I always miss some bits, but we'll get back to them later on. Blake always liked the idea that all colours originate from the dominant mineral on the planet. Okay. Well, I'm looking at. Well, I will be doing a kit bash, an orc space marine. So that may well be a good one to do blue. Oh, pardon me, because the blue does seem to make me think that it's more sort of something from outer space because it's blue. Maybe not. I don't know. Faber Vision, when you first heard the term slap chop, you thought it was that gadget for cutting vegetables. It is. It is that indeed. What are these tiny boys for? These are for. There's a link in the description, guys. It's Modulorka. Guy goes by the name of Mr. Modulorka. Obviously does 3D printed miniatures. If you ever saw the Terminator, I did the Orc Terminator. That's one of his. And the other one where the orcs getting revenge by stabbing someone. That's one of his. But yeah, so this is for a game. Similar in many ways to kind of like Kill Team, as in you have your little teams. You have a boss. and then you have a whole variety of other squads. But I've gone pretty simple. I've just done guys with obviously a hand weapon and a shooter. And then yeah, you have a variety of different missions. You play on a sort of a board game with a scatter terrain, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, do a variety of missions. But the one I saw that I like the idea of, nice and simple, because I want to play this with my son. And it's a case of, obviously you've got these two teams. You both got a leader. So say in most cases, when I printed them out, I printed this dude out at 60%. He's the only one in the team that's got shoulder pads, and he's got a hand grenade. So it's easy to recognise the leader from this team and the other team. So that little bit bigger, got shoulder pads. And then, so the one that I saw was the objective was to kill the other team's leader. So these all have like hit points, damage, distance, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is like a fun little game to play. Say I can play it with my son, but I'm printing these out half size, just because I wanted to print something out half size and see what it looked like. And so I'm really impressed on how these have come out. The detail is incredible. Yeah, so it's obviously down to the guy who made these, as well as my Anycubic printer. That's just worked really well. But I'm going to make an actual board game, not board game. I'm going to make like the old like chess box. You open the chess box up, take all the pieces out, and then you use the box as a board. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut out and make a little sort of box for these to sort of be in, like with a hinge and all the rest of it, magnets to keep it shut. And then when you open it up, you take all the figures out, turn the box upside down, and then yeah, play the game, which would be pretty cool. And in fact, it's gonna be like a small little box. It's not gonna be huge. Wouldn't quite fit in your pocket, but not far off. And yeah, it'll just be a fun little game to play every now and then with my son. So there are like more complicated rules, and you can get a whole variety of figures that do obviously different weapons, different layouts, all the rest. But I'm just keeping it nice and simple, say for me and my son to play. Steve, what about a Predator themed kill team? Yes, well, funny enough you say that. I've already ordered, well I've got them, the heads that are similar to the Predator guys, like the army sort of guys with their little hats on. So yeah, that is a team that I want to do. I still want to do my Scooby-Doo kill team as well. Yeah, there's so many things that I obviously want to do. I'm saying as it is, I've got about 4 or 5 different sort of projects I'm currently working on. Obviously some are small, some are easy, and some like this one will take a little bit longer. Which is why I say I like to work on several things at once, especially when there's obviously 3D printing involved as well. So while these were being printed out, I was painting something else. So this guy's got lots of skin, so we'll be able to really see just how well this blue looks on this dude. In fact, I'm going to change the camera angle, so I'm going to do a little bit more filming. But I want to film nice and close. Right, so that's what I'm holding. And let's get focus on that. Gosh. Cool, right, let's film a little bit of this. stick filming. Right, I'll zoom you out a bit. Cool. Smurf orcs indeed. Hopefully these look a bit more aggressive than your normal Smurf. Blue. Cool. Do you ever consider doing a kill team based on Expendables, Sly, Arnold, and all the others? Yeah, well, so if you know, obviously I love kill teams, but I do like the idea of making the kill teams different from obviously how they're meant to look. So yeah, the Expendable ones would be quite cool. Obviously, you have thought about doing like an Avengers one, or Marvel or DC, whatever, having sort of superheroes. Yeah, there's kind of like loads of ideas because obviously I do enjoy the old kit bashing as well. Is lots of fun. So yeah, may do. Andre, want to dunk mini IPA with a paint? Yeah, because I've only done it once, I think. Well, once recently anyway. I put a miniature in IPA. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I left him in there for. I think it was quite a while. As in, I would have put him in, gone off, done lots of other stuff, and yeah, he would have been in there hours. And yeah, the plastic came out fine. Yeah, what figure did I do? I think it was one of the kill teams. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it's one of the kill teams. I can't remember which one. Usual thing, I paint one figure first just to make sure I like the theme, and then batch paint the rest. Yeah, and painted one and didn't like it. So I put them in IPA. Yeah, so I put mine in for, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours. Came out fine, and the stuff, the paint just sort of melted off, which is cool. Obviously, I don't know if there's like a time limit where it does eat the plastic. I don't think it does. But yeah, so mine was at least 3-4 hours and then came off lovely. Oh, I think that's pretty much them done. Yeah, loving how the blue looks. Cool. And obviously the good thing is you can definitely tell obviously the difference between the two teams. Yeah, blue boys, green boys. These are so cute, they're so diddy. Right, and the good thing obviously about doing the old batch sort of process, by the time you get all of them done, get back to the first ones and everything is lovely and dry. I think for the moment I'm going to leave their skin tone as it is. I'm going to paint the rest of it, and then if I do feel they need sort of touching up and a bit greener, I will possibly go over them then. On the chance I'll probably miss some bits anyway. It's like a little bit on his chest that I might have missed. So, but I think what we'll do, we'll go onto the brown and paint. So with their colour scheme, I think their clothes, they're all going to have brown pants. I think if they have got any tops on, then I'll do the tops like a different colour for each team. But yeah, the pants I'm going to do all brown, and obviously shoes I do black, silver bits. Yeah, so not too many colours really in these. Well, basically the colours that I've got out on my desk are hopefully all the ones I need. But yeah, let's do some brown pants. Brown pants time. So in the backs are just all brown. It's just the fronts I got like knee pad what sits on. Yeah, some sort of belt. Yeah, these popsicles and doing like 3 little miniatures on one seems to be working really well as well, which is pretty cool. Hopefully they'll pop off nice and easy. So that Steve Red Dwarf quote, even with a IQ of 6,000, it's still brown trousers time. I used to love Red Dwarf. I even managed to go and see one of the one of the sort of episodes being filmed, which was pretty cool. Which studio was it? I think it was Elstree Studio I went to. Obviously quite some time ago. And the one I saw was the White Hole episode. But yeah, it was cool going there and watching it though. Cool. Yeah, I must admit, these aren't too bad to paint either, because they obviously they are so small. I thought I was going to really struggle, but it doesn't seem too bad. Obviously, I have to hold the miniatures quite close to my face. So yeah, steady hand I've got. It's obviously quite clearly my eyesight is a bit iffy, but yeah, these aren't too bad at all. Yeah, maybe the chest set that I'm making out of obviously the Warhammer figures, maybe I should have 3D printed them and made them this size. It would have been so much easier making the chest set and the board. Obviously it wouldn't be a proper Warhammer one though, because obviously I'd be well, 3D printing sort of look-alikes. Yeah, so there should be a video out later on today, guys, and it's me painting the knight equivalent on a chess set. That's obviously going to be the orcs on squigs. So yeah, it's all filmed. It just needs obviously me doing the voiceover bit, which I should be doing after I've done these. Vision, what's nice about the size, you don't have to use too many different size brushes. No, I must admit, it's this is my smallest brush that I have, and it seems to be working fine for these little dudes. Yeah, one brush will do you. Although I think I've only got about 3 brushes anyway that I use. Small, medium and large. And the large one's normally used for any wash. Is normally the large one. Right, I think we'll keep the camera is. We'll do another little bit of filming just to show that I'm painting their little pants. Nice. Filming, which is cool. Daniel, yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is with you guys. Yeah, so I've not live streamed for the last couple of weeks, mainly because I've still not been feeling too well. Say some sort of cold. Still got it. 4 weeks now I've had this thing. But yeah, feeling much better though, not sort of as as tired really. Say having a cough and sneezing and sniffing's bad enough, but when it just sort of drains you, you just feel really lacking in energy. It's no fun. But yeah, don't feel too bad today. Cool. Yes, imagine doing 40k army, but do half size. That'd be pretty cool. Let's get some bit more. Oh, yeah, that didn't take too bad. Yeah, Daniel, the chessboard is going well. There'll be a video out later today where I paint the knight pieces for the orc team. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be orcs on squigs. So I got them fully done yesterday, and just got to edit the video, and that'll be out today. Yeah, so there's only a few more pieces I need. I need the castle pieces and the bishops for the orc team, and then that'll be the orc team all done, which will be pretty cool. And then obviously I've got to start on the Space Marines. So yeah, there's obviously a lot to buy, which is why I'm kind of doing it bit by bit, because obviously yeah, it's gonna be quite expensive to buy all the bits all in one go. Obviously I'm luckily that there's a lot of companies that are sending me some of the models, which is pretty cool. As yeah, I don't think I'll be able to afford to buy everything for that chess set. But yeah, it's coming along well. So the orc team's not far off being complete. And then yeah, got to start on the old Space Marines. But so the actual board itself is complete with the old lights and everything else, which is awesome. But yeah, just obviously quite a few more figures to go. But again, it's another one of those sort of bigger projects. So obviously that's a bigger project. This is a middle project, and that's why obviously I do quite a few of the painted miniatures now, which I just love. I love painting miniatures. It's yeah, it's so nice. I love it. But again, more reason, because I am painting so many more miniatures, to start printing smaller miniatures. So yeah, so if you have just joined, well, where you been? So this is the size of obviously a normal figure, and this is the size I'm doing for this this board game, Modulorka. So there's a link in the description. It's a free game to sort of download. The guy that's doing it, obviously you can then buy the STLs for the miniatures that he's got, or you could kind of use your own, I guess. But yeah, it has all the rules, the game cards, everything else you need to play. Kind of similar to sort of kill team sort of vibe, as in obviously there's two teams, different missions, objectives, all the rest of it. Different figures have different obviously abilities, as in the guns, the weapons, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, obviously I'm printing mine at half size, just because I want to make a little kind of like a chess set sort of box that all the bits go in. You open the box up, take all the bits out, put them on the top, and then you can play your games. It's like a travel game is kind of what I'm going for, and that's why yeah, I print them off half size. I just think they're really cute. I love the amount of detail that's still in them is just amazing. Yeah, I think printing them half size, as there's no loss in definition. So these are about 16 millimeters. Let's have a look. They're about 16 millimeters in height. Let's go for you on the end. Oh no, he's a tall boy. He's just under 20. So about 19, 20. Obviously the dude in the middle, I did it 60%, just because this one is the boss, and he's what he is. Yeah, he's about 25. So he's quite a tall chap. But obviously this is this is the normal orc size, and yeah, half the size, half the resin to print him, half the paint to paint him. Not necessarily half the time. But then again, I'm doing this as a live stream, and I do sort of talk every now and then. Again, apologies, I'm not talking as much as I normally do. It's only because I still have got a bit of a cold. I can feel it coming on now. But whenever I do talk, that's when my throat starts getting itchy and I start coughing. Right, so I'm going to go around and do all their shoes are going to be black. So the colour scheme on both of these is going to be fairly similar. Apart from if they've got any tops on, which I don't think they're really, a lot of them seem to be topless. Yeah, so they are the paint colour or paint schemes going to be pretty much the same for both of these, but the fact that one team's green, one team's blue will make it pretty obvious who's on whose side. So my plan is to sort of get most of this painted. What's the time now? 10:27. So yeah, I'll probably go for about another hour ish. Maybe less, maybe more. I'm not too sure. Because I have got the other video I want to get out today. I need to edit that. Basically, I've done most of the the editing, as in the putting it together, cutting it into the sections I need, speeding it up. It just needs my my dulcet tones to go over the top of it. So what I normally do is obviously I watch it, and then I watch it again, and when I watch it the second time is when I start doing the voiceover. But I normally do it in shorter clips, just because sometimes I do waffle and go off at a tangent, or I do a lot of umming and ahhing. There will be the usual. There probably will be a lot of obviously's and basically. They're my two sort of go-to words that you will hear a lot of in, well, a lot of my videos. You will hear basically and obviously. And the reason for that is when I'm watching it back, quite often I'm saying something that you can see in the video. So it is kind of obvious because I'm saying what you're seeing. The basically one, I'm not too sure, but I do say that quite a bit. Basically, I do this, or basically, I do that. I'm not too sure where. Oh, let's do it all black. I think it's got some silvery bits on it, but if we do it all black, then I can. The silver will go over the top. I'm definitely gonna do silver for his knee pads. Or I might do copper actually. I quite like using copper. Too much silver I don't like. I kind of prefer the copper look. Blah Farkleface, good to see you. Good morning to you. Also see you hating painting to enjoying it. Yeah, honestly, it's crazy how it's like a light bulb switch from complete opposites. As in, I really did hated it, and yeah, I think I always sort of say it, but I think in the 2 years that I started this channel, I could have only have painted a dozen figures, if that. Over the space of 2 years, hated every one of the figures that I painted, hated the whole process and experience of painting, didn't enjoy it at all, and yeah, hated how they looked afterwards. So yeah, now loving it, which is cool because obviously I was always making like dioramas or scatter terrain, or I was making stuff for miniatures. but obviously didn't have many miniatures actually using any of the scatter terrain or stuff that I made. So that's why I had the Lonely Orc. I purely had him just to use as a good reference when I was building something. So say the thing needed doors or windows, or it needed some sort of reference of what height for things to be. That's why I had the Lonely Orc, and that's why he was the only sort of orc I painted for ages. Didn't enjoy painting him, didn't like how he looked at the end. He was just purely a reference for height. Yeah, whereas now, absolutely love painting. Which is quite clear, because obviously most of my videos these days are of me painting miniatures, which, yeah. It's purely because I absolutely love it. And obviously I love miniatures. So that was obviously always the hardest thing originally, was the fact that I love miniatures. Loved assembling them, looking at them, just didn't enjoy painting them or looking at them after I painted them. So it is nice now that I do like or love painting, which is cool. Not so lonely anymore, no, although I think he might be, because in my recent move, well, about 3 months ago, I can't find him. So I am thinking somehow he's fallen into a bag that's gone to the tip. So yes, my Lonely Orc, I think he might still remain lonely wherever he may be. Which is a bit of a shame really, because obviously now I've got all these lovely other orcs that would have kept him company. He's never going to see them, I don't think. So unless I somehow find him in a box or a drawer that I've looked in before, I just didn't see him. Yeah, I think he might be lost forever. Well, maybe what I should do is obviously go through my videos so I can see how he looked and make up another orc identical. It's something I could possibly do, and then paint that new orc, and then I could still do a side-by-side comparison of how my Lonely Orc looked and how my new orcs look. Yeah, I might do that actually, because I've got quite a lot of orc bits in my bits box, so I may well have a little look, and yeah, make up a Lonely Orc 2.0 and then paint him. And yeah, I could still, yeah, I might do that actually. I'll still be able to do a side-by-side comparison, obviously get some old footage of the original Lonely Orc to see how he looked. Because I definitely wouldn't have done any videos painting him. I don't think I really did any, I don't know, I'll have to have a look. I don't know if I did any videos of me painting miniatures like ages ago. Purely because I didn't enjoy it, and it wouldn't have been much of a video for people to watch. It'd almost be a video of this is how not to paint, or this is how to not enjoy painting. So it would have been quite a negative kind of video to say I don't do negative. So, well, I probably would have taken it as a mick take out of myself, to be honest, if anything. But yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna have a little look, see how he looked, and see if I can duplicate. Because it would have been a very simple orc. I think he had a chopper and a gun. Yeah, I can kind of picture him, but not fully. Seen one orc, seen them all. Andre, like to imagine he went to a farm to play with the. Yeah, if anyone asks, that's the story I'll tell. Yeah, he went off to the farm. But yeah, bless it. I mean, you never know. I might find him, but I'm very doubtful he will be somewhere now, though. Although I think I'm more gutted about Harry the Orc, just because, say, he was attached to the sprue-built wizard tower. So for Harry the Orc to disappear would mean I would have thrown away the whole tower, which, again, I can't think why I would, because it was one of the things that I built that I really liked. But the fact I can't find it kind of would mean that, well, yeah, it didn't survive the move. But I have to admit, I am quite excited now to have a go trying to find and see if I can make the Orc again. Even though I haven't got the original, I've still got, obviously, he'll be in some of my videos somewhere. So I'm sure I also went for a stage of making videos. He wasn't in the video, but I'd have him somewhere, like positioned somewhere, so you could still see him. And I think I did do a few videos where it's almost a case of, can you see the lonely Orc, or spot the lonely Orc? Not quite Where's Wally, but something similar. Two choppers, maybe, yeah. Yes, I know he definitely had one axe. Yeah, probably did another axe. Just 'cause I think the axes were simpler than the guns. I will need to go and have a little look at my old videos. Because I know I did a challenge with scratch bashing, obviously a long time ago, and I built an Orc bunker, and I know he's in that one because I used him as a size reference. I'm not even sure if he was fully painted in that one. So I'm sure, did I fully paint him or not? I don't know, because I know in the video I did the, so if you ever look on my videos, there's one, there's a challenge with scratch bashing, and he's in that, and I'm sure, or was it a different one? There's a video I know I use him, and I even mentioned that I had started painting him, but I hadn't obviously finished, and I was going to finish. So yes, I'm just wondering if I actually ever did finish painting him. Yeah, so I just have to go through and watch some of my older ones and see if I can spot him. Fabrication, sometimes when you lose something, in order to find it, I look for something else. And then you find the other thing. Yeah. Well, that's why I say I may just stumble across him one day, and he could be in my sock drawer or somewhere where I just wouldn't think of even looking. So yeah, you never know. I think I might paint some silver, because there's loads of silver on these dudes. Yeah, let's paint some silver. So it's not that many colours to go really. So you can do silver on obviously lots of the weapons, their armour that they've got on their shoes, bits of the gun I'm going to do silver. And then, yeah, obviously the leather straps they've all got, leather belts they've all got. Yeah, maybe a bit of copper, just to sort of mix it up a little bit. But yeah, not too many colours. Obviously, still take quite a while to paint, but yeah. Yes, I've ordered some bases, because I get my bases from Fluid 3D Workshop. Do a whole variety of bases, like the normal sort of like black bases. They do all the different sizes and shapes, like the oval ones and all the rest of it. Ton of other stuff, but obviously for me, I like to get my clear bases from them, because they're reasonably priced, which is awesome. And they do say with bases, especially the clear ones, they do almost every size you can think of. So these guys, I'm going to stick them on, I think it's 18mm bases I'm getting. So nice and small, obviously going to be clear. But I am still toying with the idea of making these magnetised just so they'll stick to the board. Well, not stick to the board, but you know what I mean, they'll hang on to it. And then with all the terrain pieces I've got, I might magnetise them. So everything you put on the board, it's not going to move. Because they are quite small, there could be a tendency when you move a piece to accidentally knock something. So I think having it magnetised means if you knocked it, the chances are it's not going to move obviously as much, because you'd have to actually lift it up off the board. But yeah. Andre, you couldn't find sunglasses and then found them in your raincoat. Yeah, well, obvious. Kind of the first place I'd have looked, to be honest. Raincoat, sunglasses, especially in the UK. I mean, you can go out in your raincoat, but you possibly take sunglasses just because the weather will change. Obviously, more so during the summer than now. Well, we've had some recently nice days. Hasn't been too bad at all. Yeah, it's been quite mild. Oh, pardon me. And the other good thing about the Mr. Modulorka that makes obviously these files, all the guns got nice holes in them. No need to drill your barrels, which is pretty cool. So I think for the guns I'm going to do obviously parts silver and then parts copper. See, I've missed his hand. I knew I was going to miss some bits on them. Do his hand as I remember for the moment. Yeah, maybe about another half an hour, and then I'm gonna stop just so I can take a break and so then do some editing on the other video, just so I can get that video out. So cute. Was that blue contrast paint? It was indeed. It was this one. It was magic blue, apparently. Yeah, I think it's come out quite well on the little orcs. So it's just nice to have, obviously, you've got different coloured orcs for a change. And yeah, absolutely love sort of how they look. So these are going to look quite cool on the little board game. So yeah, obviously I've printed off some miniature scatter terrain to go with them, well, half size. And yeah, it just makes it a lot nice and easy to obviously tell which team's going to be mine and which team's going to be my son's. Yeah, so say these figures are awesome. I've printed off, say, pretty much the same sort of orcs for both teams, but you can get a whole variety of other orcs to go with for this game. Some have obviously got bigger guns, hand grenades, and all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff. So I may well print out more bits later on, but so I wanted to keep it nice and simple, so I just printed out reasonably similar sort of looking teams, as in everyone's got a chopper and everyone's got a shooter. Because obviously that makes it easier as well when I come to play with my son this game. The fact that all the figures are going to have the same sort of characteristics, weapon damage, outlay, all that kind of stuff. So all you've got to worry about is all the teams are going to be the same. It's just going to be the leader that's going to have a few different stats. So I've got leaders that have got hand grenades, so they can obviously throw them. But yeah, it should be a fun little game to play with my son. Yeah, he was the one I painted. Let's go to this one. And let's just vary the camera angle up because I'm going to do a bit more filming. I'm going to hold it about there. You can see, I can see. Awesome. Right, so we'll show I'm going to use gunmetal colour. Paint this dude. Cool, that's enough filming. Let's have a little drink. So I'm going to do quite a bit of copper on these guys as well. I do like the copper colour. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off the silver, and then I'm going to take a break. I say, cause there's quite a few things I want to get done today, and obviously one of them is definitely the edit the video that I can put on for later today, and then I'll come back to painting these, well, later on. Oh, I missed painting his hand. So I knew I was going to miss some bits here and there. But yeah, I'm definitely pleased on how well these are coming out. I say, doing the old slap chop on a small miniature. So I've done it on a big miniature, I've done it on obviously normal size miniatures, and now I've done it on small ones. So it obviously works on all sizes, which is awesome. Oh, oh no, I broke his arm. Oh, poor little guy, he's lost his shooting arm. Well, we will we'll glue that back on in just a second. Was there any other silver on this I need to paint? So that is the only problem I have found with the 3D prints. They are obviously much more brittle than sort of like Warhammer figures. Although I know you can get obviously different resins, and there is a more sort of flexible resin, and I think that's kind of what I need to get for the miniatures, because that is one downside to these miniatures, or whatever size I print them off at. Obviously there is that fear, or if you drop them they do sort of shatter rather than just sort of, well, take the impact of the fall. So yeah, I do need to look into some different resin, I think, for miniatures. Because that dude obviously wasn't exactly like he fell from a height, and his hand still broke off. Obviously these dudes are on the smaller size, so that isn't obviously going in their favour. Is that? Although he kind of looks quite cool without his hand. Yeah, he's had his hand chopped off and he's still fighting strong. Yeah, cheers, Andre. Yeah, I'm pleased about them. They're looking. They're just cute little miniatures. The paint is going on really well, and yeah, there's no difference between these and obviously much bigger miniatures. Other than I prefer the look of the smaller ones, but they're cute. Let's see how well I can glue the sucker's hand back on. Box Fox, howdy do, buddy? Hope you're well. Howdy do. You know what I mean. Hello. Right. Let's glue the little sucker's hand back on. This is where the super glue I've got isn't the fastest of glues, so I need to get it in position and then basically just hold it. Right, let's watch some glue dry. Yeah, I'm probably going to finish the stream here, guys. I think there's only one lot of silver to go. So just because I am feeling a little bit hungry, and say I want to get the video edited. That's going to come out later today, and then I can carry on painting these dudes later on. Hopefully his hand will be okay. There we go. Be careful not to drop him again. Let's say that's the problem with this resin. I do need to get. You can get a more flexible resin. It's not like rubber, but it's certainly got more give to it. Yeah. So the resin I've always used the same resin for the last year or so, and it definitely is quite brittle when it comes to dropping the things. Yeah, I was pretty pleased I didn't glue myself to this dude, especially as obviously it's quite a small little thing I'm gluing. I think it's the right angle. Looks right. Yeah. Cool. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to finish it for the moment. Let's get this back down so you can see more of what I've done. And yeah, so we got the green team. Oh, let's just keep nudging the camera. Green team, blue team. Let's zoom out a tad. We'll get the other light in. Light them up. And yeah, I'm pleased with how these are coming on. Oh, wrong way. Yeah. I think there's some good looking little orcs. I can't get them in focus. Not too bad. But yeah, I say definitely, obviously, a whole lot smaller than your normal boy. But yeah, I think the blue ones, I'm quite pleased with how the blue have come out. I say I was worried they're going to look a bit too, well, too Smurf-like. I mean, they are a little bit obviously Smurf-like because, well, they're blue. But yeah. They're quite cool. I say the definition in these little dudes. I say obviously you can see in his arm, he's definitely got as much definition as a bigger dude. Well, if not more. I think he's they dealt them ones on the edge. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I need to go. So I need something to eat. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video or live stream, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you can, guys. And keep an eye out. Say the video will be out later this evening or this afternoon. I'm not too sure what time I'm going to put the video out. What is it now? 11 o'clock. Takes about an hour or two to edit. So yeah, I might get the video out at 2 o'clock actually, or thereabouts. Right, yeah, you guys take care. And I'll see you in the next one. I love these little guys. I mean, they're awesome. Okay, guys, that's it. Bye for now.